so like he said, my name is Lauren, and I am their niece, and I'm from New Jersey, and yeah, New Jersey's great. And so, so I got here September 12th, and I'll be leaving December 10th, so just a short 3 months, but I really just wanted to take some time with you this morning, just to share why I'm here, what brought me here, and what God kind of has been doing in my life recently. And so last year, I'll start from the beginning. So I had grown up in a Christian home, and I had really great parents, all extended family. We were all Christians, and I really just had great influences from cousins to aunt and uncles to grandparents, and so it was just really wonderful. I see Molly smiling right now, and I'm getting like teary-eyed. So I grew up in a Christian home, and just a wonderful life of always going to church and always having a Christian background. But my faith was never really my own. I never really understood what that meant. I never really knew how to make my faith my own, and I always saw people like reading the Bible all the time, and I'm like, well, I really want that, but I don't know how to get that. And so I always remember we used to have Sunday night services at my church, and we would have missionaries come every now and then, and it was my favorite time ever, because I would hear from the missionaries, and I would see their pictures of them in Africa or Asia and all these different places, and I was like, I want to be like that. Like, that is so cool. And so I would go on through middle school and all those things, and I'm just like, how do I get to be a missionary? I'm like, how does that happen? I was like, how does someone become a missionary from just going to life and ending up living in like Uganda or something? I was like, how does that happen? And so God really gave me a desire for missions, but God never gave me a clear path of what missions is and how to get there. And so life kind of went on, and then it came to high school, and high school really hit me hard, and I really wanted to be like everybody else, and I had the desire to dress like they dress, to act like they act. And I went to a public school, and I had the desire to do the things that they did and just be the people who they were, but those people aren't Christians, and I didn't understand that being a Christian was set apart. I always knew it with my mind, but I never knew it with my heart. And so God really took my heart last year and really threw it around in circles a whole lot. And so I graduated high school last year, and I'm in my freshman year of college right now. And I graduated high school with really intelligent people. I mean, people going off to these Ivy League colleges for crazy majors, and there's me who had no idea what she wanted to do. And like I said, I always had a desire for missions, but I never knew what that was, and I never knew how to do that. And so the applying process came, and everyone was applying, everyone was getting accepted, and I wasn't applying, and I wasn't getting accepted. And I was very behind on the process, and I wanted to be like everybody else by going to a four-year college and going to these big colleges and spending a lot of money in those ways. And I wanted them to look at me and say, she's smart, and she's good at this, and she's like me, like I'm smart. And so I started applying to colleges around January, and you're usually supposed to start in September, and so I didn't. And so I started applying to colleges in January for nursing, because I had a desire for medical missions. And so I got into schools, but for some reason, every single time I get an acceptance letter, God was like, you're accepted, but you're not happy. And so I never found joy in being accepted to these colleges, and I never found peace. And so I just decided, I was like, why not? Like, I'll just go to this school for nursing, and that'll be it. And then one day I woke up, and God was like, you're not gonna do nursing. And I was like, what? I was like, what do you mean? Like, this is what I've gone through all these months for stressing about. And God was like, you're not gonna do nursing. And so at this point, I was just like, what is going on? I had no idea what to do, because at this point, deadlines were passing. And I always told myself I will never go to community college, because I wanted to be like everybody else, because I didn't want to be looked at as that girl who went to a community college and stayed home with her parents. And so when God told me I wasn't going to do nursing, I kind of just fell on my knees, and I was like, what is going on? And so then I decided to apply to Bergen Community College for dental hygiene, and I thought, this is it. This is my other medical aspect. I was like, this is it. I'll go for dental hygiene. And then I got an email later saying that the deadline had passed and the wait list was full, and I could not get accepted into dental hygiene. And so through these times, God had opened doors and God had shut doors immediately, and my heart was just broken, and I didn't know what to do. And I just remember my mom constantly saying, Lauren, did you decide what you're going to do? Or like, you go to church and everyone says, you're graduating. Do you know what you're going to do? And I was that girl who said, I don't know. I have no idea. And so I just remember everyone asking me, and I finally said, when I know, I'll tell you. And I said, because I am frustrated beyond compare. And I just remember I would constantly have nights of where I would doubt myself and doubt my intelligence in school because I just couldn't get accepted into these colleges I wanted to. And so then, just after constant doubt and frustration, I finally turned to God and I was like, God, this is my life. This is how I want it to be. But that's not what a Christian is called to do. A Christian is called to give up their life to you. And I never understood that until God had opened and shut doors and really just broke myself down. And so I finally was like, God, take my life and let it be. And all to you. Like, bring the glory all to you. And so then I finally had the opportunity after a few months of thinking about Germany. And so I talked to my Aunt and Uncle Keith, and they were all on board about me coming to Germany. And just when I remember the day when I bought my plane ticket, I had felt peace. I had been settled after months and months of just frustration and crying and just being mad at people for no reason because I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life when I was only 18 years old, so I didn't know why I had to choose that. And just wanting to go into missions but not knowing how. God had really opened this door, and he left it open for me. And so being here has really changed my life, and it's really changed my walk with God. I mean, like, I'm getting emotional, and I never do that. But God really led me to this verse in 1 Corinthians, and it's 1 Corinthians 7-9, and it says, so that you are not lacking in any gifts as you wait for the revealing of our Lord Jesus Christ, who will sustain you to the end, guiltless in the day of our Lord Jesus Christ. God is faithful, by whom you were called into the fellowship of his Son, Jesus Christ our Lord. And this verse really hit me when I read it, and it just kind of shows that God is faithful. God is a God who sent his Son to die on a cross to save me. What more can he do? And so at that point of buying my plane ticket, I felt the peace, and I felt just the amazement of giving your life to God and just how amazing that is, but that it's not easy, and that I couldn't be like everybody else, and that God broke down those walls in my heart. And so I just want to thank you all for the amazing opportunities that you've given me, and just for the time. I mean, being with the youth group kids is just really fun, getting to know them and kind of seeing them as I was in youth group. And so that's my testimony. And so it's still a work in progress, and hopefully by next year I'll be going to that school for dental hygiene and pursuing missions in that. So thank you.